Hello, everyone. For assignment number 7, you're going to be creating an exploded axonometric diagram of the Farnsworth house. Here you can see an example from a previous semester where you're going to be pulling apart the Farnsworth house to highlight various structural elements of this project. We're going to highlight our roof plane, the I-beams, glazing, floor plane, and ground plane. As we call these out, notice how there is a change in the shade of the color for the planes. So again, we're emphasizing these various elements and how they correspond to one another. As you will recall in your lecture, in your module for assignment 7, your diagrams lecture, you learned that in architecture, everything means something. Your symbols mean something, signs mean something, colors mean something, your line types mean something, right? So here the colors are showing the relationship of these different planes with one another. Also, that's reinforced by these dashed lines on the roof plane and the floor plane. And then we're going to add the arrowheads, the text, supplemental graphics, and the title in Illustrator. We'll be doing that at a later time when you start working on your portfolio. That's when you're going to add all of this other information. But just to begin, we are going to create a JPEG where you're extracting this information. Okay, so let's go into SketchUp to get started. All right, let me minimize here. We're going to begin with your assignment 6 SketchUp model. We want to do a file, save as, create an assignment 7 folder for yourself. Call it first initial, first name, last name underscore A7, enter. And then I'm going to use my middle mouse scroll wheel to orbit because I want to be able to see this other side of the project. Okay. Now I'm going to select on the roof. As you recall, I had you create various groups when making your Farnsworth house SketchUp model. As long as you've created these groups, you're going to be good to go. This is going to be quick and easy. If your model was not created in the manner which I instructed, you may have to go back and do some work, but hopefully it's good to go. So from here, the roof plane, we're going to select the roof and also the mechanical system. We're going to hit M to move, click on the upper corner. You want to make sure you're on the blue axis and you're going to move it up 150 feet. Make sure you use that foot symbol. Make sure it shows up in the lower right-hand corner in the distance. So again, blue axis, 150 feet, enter. Okay, space bar. All right, next we have our I-beams, our 15-foot I-beam columns, the steel I-beam columns. We want to move, hit M to move, click on the top corner. Make sure you're on the blue axis and you're going to type in 100 feet, enter. Then you're going to select the glazing and your mullions. Hold down shift so you can select your mullions as well. Make sure everything is selected, all the mullions, all the glazing that you have there. And to move, go ahead and hit the top corner, go up on the blue axis, and then you're going to go up 40 feet, enter. All right, I want to zoom out here. Notice how everything's pulled apart, but we want to make sure we can see it properly. This doesn't look right. We're going to go up to camera and change it from perspective to parallel projection. And then you may need to orbit around a little. That's better. Okay. So we want to be able to see this in perspective in a manner that you can see multiple sides. So we're not using the perspective view, even though we're looking at it in a perspective, it's parallel projection for this one. Okay. All right. Next, the background, if we were to go ahead and export this image right now, this 2D graphic, we're going to have this gray background. But if you don't know what colors you're going to be using in your portfolio just yet, what color background, anything like that, you may be better off starting with white. So if we want to change that, you want to go up to your styles tray. You want to look for default. And you want to look for construction documentation style. If you click there, notice how it has our section cuts showing and it brought back our axes. We just need to go to our view menu uncheck axes, and then under view, uncheck section cuts. Okay. All right. So we now have the white background that we can use. The only other thing we want to do while we're still here in SketchUp is add color to the various planes. We want to start with the darkest color at the lowest portion, and then as they go up higher, they would be lighter because there's more light closer to the sun, right? So it'd be lighter. We want to go into our materials tray, and then from here, look for colors in the pull down menu, and you have an array of colors to choose from, right? I'm going to work with the cyan family here, and I'm going to start with the ground plane, the lowest one. I want to double click. I want to just click to make sure I get the material there. And I'm going to use this darker color, hit spacebar. I'm going to select that group just to make sure I get all the little edges too. Okay. Then for this one, let's see if I try this color. I need to double click so I can edit and click on top as well. Let's see how that looks. Okay, not bad. And then for our roof plane, let's see. That color and that color are way too similar. So I'm going to try something lighter. Okay, that can work. And let me just double click, make sure I can select the edges as well. Let's see. Did it select everything? Might need to zoom in. Add a little bit of color. Zoom back out. Find the right angle. Okay. All right. Once you are satisfied, you may want to zoom in if you have a lot of white space, zoom in a little bit more. So you're using up as much as of the real estate that you have. You can choose if you want the diagram to be on the right-hand side, centered, or on the left. That's up to you and how you want to design your portfolio and how you're going to represent the information on your portfolio. I'm going to place it on the right-hand side just because we read from left to right, and I can add the labels here on the left. But again, you have some creative license here and you can change that if you'd like. Okay. So from here, what I'd like to go ahead and do is I am going to create a new scene in case I ever need to come back to this. Hit the little plus sign, save as new style, and we should see. So here, I'm going to bring this down one. So I'm going to use this little arrow to bring it to the bottom. And I want it to show the details, show details. And I'm going to call that diagram, enter. So this is diagram there. So in case I ever need to come back to it, now I can go to File, Export 2D Graphic. And in my assignment 7 folder, I want to keep the same name, first initial, first name, last name underscore A7. Now it's going to save it as a JPEG. You are going to export. And that's it. That's what you're going to be turning in. So if I go ahead and open that up, open that folder, let me go in here. This is what it looks like, the JPEG. This is what you're going to turn into Canvas. Now it's not 100% done. It's almost there, but this is what you're going to turn into me by Monday, December 6th, I believe. Yeah, Monday, December 6th. This is what you're turning into me, okay? Along with your study guide and your quiz. But this is what I'm looking for assignment 7. Again, this is the first part of it. The rest of it you're going to complete when you work on your portfolio. Okay, which that we're going to begin next week. All right. Okay, so this is the JPEG that you're turning into Canvas. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.